Started college when I was 15 in Korea, and then got my associates when I was 17, and then moved to Hawaii and worked on my bachelor's out there. Was doing some management jobs and pretending like I'm way older, but I was like 19. You know.
Wow. Wow. So you got a kickstart early in life.
Keep going.
What do you mean? Keep going.
Keep going. And then you met me. Your whole life turned around. I was waiting for this moment. Pinnacle. Where's the pinnacle moment?
Sit back, relax, 'cause it's time for another podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Sugarshack Podcast. Today we've got some very special friends joining us today. Please welcome our live audience, Trish, Jamie, and Beja of Hirie. Come on, give it up, everybody. And
Goji.
And Goji.
Goji.
Goji chilling like a champ. How old is Goji?
Goji's 2.5.
Wow, the chillest 2.5 golden doodle I've ever seen in my life. Thank you guys for coming and hanging. I know you guys are like longtime family of Sugarshack now, and it's great to meet you and just have you here. And session was amazing. How do you guys feel after session?
I feel great. I feel like it was amazing to get all the takes as one takes. And
Hell yeah.
so thankful to my band and to be able to deliver that way. So it's been great.
Sick. Awesome. Glad to have you guys here. You came rolling deep. You guys travel in like a big ass tour bus. It's awesome. You guys rolled in early and you're on tour now. So tell me about that. What's happening? You guys are on the road a lot.
This is week number 4
Road
for us.
warriors. Yeah.
No bus issues. We had a welder come out today though to fix our trailer.
Yeah.
Super
Damn.
cool guy though.
Second time that's happened, right?
Yeah.
What happened to the trailer?
It's just falling apart. Yeah. We're way too much gear in there.
Like just
It
overloading
happens.
it or
Yeah.
something. Damn. Yeah. The woes of Road Warrior touring. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
how long has Hirie been a band?
Since 2013. So it's been
9 years.
9 years.
9
And
years.
when was your first session? Like when did you guys?
Ooh, when did we say it was? 2016.
Wow, so kind of early on, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Did that have an impact on you guys at all?
Yeah,
at the
totally.
time?
I mean, when we first came through for Sugarshack, I mean, we were like beat down and weary and tired, and you know, Eddie and the team still wanted to hear us play music, and we're like, sure, why not? And you know, if you watch the videos, you know, I had my beanie on and everything. Like, we didn't have time to shower, we didn't have time for anything, but we knew that we had a message to spread, and we did what we could do. And that original Sugarshack was, I mean, it was just as timeless as it is now for us.
Yeah.
It was
I
early
mean-
days too. It was we're at 15 passenger van. We might have had a U-Haul rental trailer that fit some of
Your
our
face
gear.
right now, you like have
Like,
flashbacks. And
I'm
stuff.
like, oh god. I try to forget those times, but we got a bus driver now,
Yeah.
so we can sleep, which is cool. But back then, you know, we would all take turns driving. We drive through the night, get to a hotel around 3 or 4 in the morning, get about 6 hours
Oh,
there
man.
if we're lucky, jump back in the 15 passenger van and hit the road. So, but like when I think Eddie hit me up, they were like, hey, come by. We're like, I mean, nobody really heard of Sugarshack then, and it's still the same deck. That's what I can't believe. I'm
Yeah.
like, when I got here, I was like, oh,
Reinforced.
it's gonna be twice the size now. It's like, it's the same
true.
size. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we don't. That's not an option. I don't think building the deck out.
No,
make
it's
it work.
perfect
You
the way
gotta
it
make it
is.
work.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's intimate and great.
You guys have been touring for a long time. What's like the gnarliest tour story? Like most hectic
There's a lot of them.
situation you
There's
feel
a
like?
lot.
All right, give me one of them. Like most hectic.
Oh, Jesus.
What's yours, Beja?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was sleeping, and then in the middle of the night, I was woken up because there's like a gas leak or something, and the whole bus smelled like gas.
Oh snap.
And there was like, we were next to a Walmart, so we just like all went inside the Walmart and just left like the bus in like the parking lot. I just remember being super tired, and like they had to get like gas from somewhere or something, and then another time is whenever
Keep them rolling. I love it.
at
scared what
AAA
she's
we
gonna
had
say.
to get the bus towed. So my dad and Curdy were the people that got to stay in the bus, but we had to pretend that we weren't. So my mom just told me to fall asleep. So I fell asleep underneath the. So I fell
Everybody
asleep.
had to hide
and then
'cause we're
Mom
getting
hid
towed.
me. Yeah.
Oh, and it
Yeah.
had to look like no one was in the
No
vehicle.
one
was in the
essentially,
vehicle.
Right? Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
And there was like 12 of us in the vehicle, and we were
trying to hide.
towed. And the vehicle
The
was
guy
like,
goes in
turned
there and
this
he's
way.
like, looks good to me. Everybody's in like hiding in the bunks
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
snaps. Somebody had to like poke in to inspect it or something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
And then T was in her bunk, and then Blaine was at like the last second, so we had to roll into T's bunk. So they were just in there.
It was a
T
good
and
matchup.
Blaine had a little
It was
sandwich.
a good little
made a
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah.
The crazy scenarios that you're in that you have to like make stuff work is wild, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It-
And you've been
That's
touring
totally-
since you were how old?
2, I think.
2 or
Wow.
3?
2 or 3.
yeah, I think 2 probably was the
What's
first
that?
tour.
What's that been like for you, Beja? I mean, you just have grown up in this world. It's a unique experience that a lot of
I
kids don't
think
get to
it's,
grow
like-
up in.
Really fun to do it. Yeah.
But
But but it's hard to balance school and having fun most of the time. Like today, I didn't do any today, so I have to make it up.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right? It's like with great freedom comes the great responsibility because you're responsible for the schoolwork.
It's
Yeah.
cool for her to
Yeah.
learn that at a young age because we
It's
still
true.
battle that. Like I think every single band member could agree. Like
Yeah.
that's our day to day. Balance
Yeah.
what we have to do and have fun.
Right.
You know.
And be like responsible and structured without anyone telling you what to do all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. It's a really unique experience. I think that's awesome. You guys, you know, at least in the scene, I don't know of anybody else that does it as well as you do. Like, you're a family on the road, and you've been creative in music, and life's been flowing out of you guys. What have been some of the best moments for you, or like what stands out to you about doing this together as a family?
I mean, as far as lately, I would say yesterday was a pretty monumental. Am I tickling you so much? Sorry. Yesterday was very monumental for me because I don't ever remember riding roller coasters as a child. And yesterday we went to Orlando and we got to ride a lot of Universal roller coasters.
Nice.
And I've never had that experience. And the idea of letting go and like strapping in and being like, okay, I trust you, and you're in there, and then it's too late. Then you just go, right? You go. And like as someone that's never ridden a roller coaster like that, yesterday was a big moment for me, and I think it's gonna go down as one of my favorite moments in life because I've never had to just like allow something else to take control. And just allow myself to like ride a ride and like throw my hands up and expect that everything will be just fine. And my daughter was a big inspiration for that because she's been riding
She was
roller
riding all the rides.
coasters.
You're like, we're fine.
And
Go
I was
ahead.
like, no, I'm good. I got Goji.
Right.
We're not going anywhere. Like, I'm just going to chill here, watch you guys ride the rides. Eventually, I got on some rides. And yesterday was a big moment for me because, again, like, I've never been able to let go of that sort of control.
Yeah.
So tours kind of like that. I mean, you just let go. You trust that everyone has your back. You trust that your band has your back. You trust that your husband/tour manager has your back and your daughter has your back. And
And the bus driver's gonna make it there safely.
make it there safely. And every night is an unknown, but that level of trust goes a long way. And I think that's what Hirie's all about, is like we have a certain level of trust for one another, and that we hope that we're always going to be there and have each other's backs.
Yeah. Well, it definitely appears as a ripple effect. You guys have a family and a crew, you know, and I think that's probably why I see why Eddie and Sugarshack, you guys have gotten along so well, because it's like we have that here, and then we get to see you guys developing your family and seeing it grow, you know, and even just like I got to know Max really well at over Reggae Rise Up, and so like Max and I are friends now because of the connection, you know, and it's just cool because now there's like a new wave of people coming in and building on and growing on what you guys have already been building for years. And so thank you for doing what you do and being so consistent and just continually showing up and
Thank
being
you.
authentic.
Yeah,
'cause
likewise, yeah.
Now we get to come in. Yeah,
Cheers
nice.
to that.
Thanks, Katie.
Oh, we got a virgin margarita.
Virgin
I
margarita.
trust it's a virgin.
And I was like, oh no.
The one with
Sugarshack.
peppermint, yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers to the
Beja.
bartender.
Cheers.
Steve, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, you just recently put out new music, a new record, Mood Swing. It's sick. It's awesome. I've been listening to some of it. We love it. And how's it been going putting some of that out? I saw you guys play. Let's see. Where did I see you play last? Cali Roots. Sick set there. I think that was the last time I saw you guys live. But how has it been going adapting studio to live? And you guys are dialed in as a band now, so I can't imagine it's hard. But
Yeah, I mean, we don't take as much time as you would think to prepare for the things that we do, but somehow we always make it work. So, I live in Hawaii now. We do, the three of us. And my band, most of them live in San Diego, LA. And, it's not always what you think it's going to be. Like, oh, we're all going to live in the same city. We're going to have
Right.
time to jam and rehearse. But we don't. But we seem to make it work, and that's what matters the most. So I've been really stoked. So maybe the first couple of shows were test runs. But I think we finally got it dialed down and locked in. And I'm really happy with the way the set is starting to sound. Of course, when you come to Sugarshack and you're playing it off the grid, no backtracks, nothing. You just got Arian and Eddie and Jeff and Justin and everybody doing what they do. You have a lot of trust. But Sugarshack is somewhere you go and that's what you feel is trust and family, and it's been amazing. And I'm really happy. I'm really glad we got one takes all the way through, and shout out to the band for killing it.
yeah, how long have you guys? So it's been an original band, the same members of the band all of these years, or
It's
more?
been pretty consistent for the
Yeah.
last 5 or 6 years. We've
Yeah.
been consistently the same.
That's a
band.
huge part of it too.
Shout
right?
out
You guys are dialing
to
in.
Daniel though, Dr. Lifted. He does our lighting, but he's also an amazing keyboardist, and he plays for a band called Operation Culture. And we were roommates for a minute, but he's been rocking our lighting. But tonight he played keys with us for the first time.
Awesome.
And I gotta give
Killed
him
it.
big respect.
Yeah, it's
Because
great.
the ligma was real tonight. You brought the mung chung. The mung chung was strong. Respectfully.
Respect.
awesome.
He
I think
really
with this
brought it.
album, though, what made it really cool was the whole band traveled to this really cool studio called Sonic Ranch
Yeah.
out in El Paso.
Yep.
And the whole band was there, got to create together. And, the producers were there as well, but the whole band was a part of it, which is really cool. Unlike any other album we've had. So
Wow.
that was really
More
special.
collaboration,
and then
more
it makes these moments more special,
Right.
too, because they're all playing the music that they
Right.
helped create, which is cool.
more magic moments, right? Everybody's in the room creating spontaneously at the same time and stuff.
Absolutely.
Standout tracks for you, obviously they're your creations, they come from your heart, but any highlight ones that stand out for you right now?
I mean, off the top, Goji, relax. Off the top of my head, Diamond in a Rough is a big one for me. That one I sat on for a minute because I wasn't sure, barely 18 years old and glued to the bottle was a good way to open up a song.
Yeah.
Little did I know it would make the first track of the album, but I struggled with alcoholism from a young age, and I thought it was really important to have a song out there that women or girls could relate to, and having my own now too is just remember it's not always easy, and you're a diamond in the rough, but you gotta be tough, right? So that one meant a lot to me. Blast Soon was one that meant a lot to my band because we wrote that back when we first started Hirie in 2013, and we've been shelving it ever since.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that here we are in 2022, we finally dropped the song.
Yeah.
That one meant a lot to us. Also, shout out to Kabako Pyramid for being on the tune. Replay, that's another tune I wrote for my band and wanted there to be a song that reminded us of the things we've been through. Because, people always tell me, make sure you journal, make sure you write things down. But I'm not a writer. I don't write things down. But then someone told me once, But you are, like, you're an artist, you're a songwriter, and you are writing your music down. Like, your diary is your songs, and that kind of spoke volumes to me. So that one also means a lot. I mean, so many songs on this album. We wrote 60 songs to make this album, and we picked out of those, we had 12.
Yeah.
Out of 60.
So
it was a journey in itself. But
how long of, I mean, collecting that, like how long have you been writing the album then?
Since the last album dropped, since Dreamer, and then through COVID and everything else.
Yeah.
And you already have a couple more that are already for the next album.
Yep.
Possibly.
Lots.
That's what's great about it. And it's true. I mean, what's so unique, especially when you look at it like from the perspective you just shared, it's like these albums are becoming like these time-stamped diaries.
Exactly.
You know, that aren't just like in your closet somewhere, but have actually been released to the world that other people can share. And that's pretty epic. What's your favorite song on the new album?
I really like Sway.
Sway. I do like Sway. That is the one I remember. Yeah, it's sick. It's awesome. Well, typically we do like a little Q&A with people, if that's cool.
Yes.
I'd love, you guys got any questions? Eddie's got a question.
Your favorite? We've made a lot of content together over the years. What's your favorite piece of Sugarshack Hirie content?
One take, Boomfire.
Oh, yeah.
Boomfire.
Reggae Rise
Easily.
Up Florida.
Yeah.
So that
That one is
dress,
pretty
I
sick.
bought it at Buffalo Exchange in Hillcrest, which is this most wonderful gay community in San Diego. And I saw this dress and it had the gardenia flowers. And I was like, I'm never going to wear this, but I'm going to buy it because it's cool. It's $40. It obviously looks like something somebody made, like it was tailored, it was beautiful. It had like tulle underneath, it had wires down the seams. I was like, I don't know when in hell I'm gonna wear this dress, but I'm gonna buy it. And then we were at, Reggae Rise Up Florida, and I said, this is the perfect dress for this venue. Trish, by the way, we got a one-take Sugarshack. It's just gonna take a one-take. What song do you wanna do? I was like, Boomfire, whatever. Didn't think of it. Like, if you watch the one take we did for Boomfire with Sugarshack, like, with that dress, it was perfection. Like, okay, maybe as a band, maybe as an individual, I wasn't perfect, but as a moment, it rang. And to think I picked up this dress from a thrift shop, and I was like, there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna find a moment to wear it. And then I found one, and it happened to be this one take, and it was so cool. It was such a cool moment. Like, for me, I was like, I never wore the dress again because I was like, it's a one and done.
Yeah.
It's a one and done.
That's a cool
I
story,
want to
yeah.
say also that
That's
was
sick.
pretty last minute. Like, I think Eddie texted me.
They tend to be that way.
Either the day of or the day before saying, hey, we have like a cancellation or this and that. So we were like a backup plan, I guess. But but I thought it came out awesome. I was
Best
like one
one
of
take
those
back
things.
a
Like,
pump ever.
yeah, spontaneous moments,
Yeah.
Where you going? Bye. Love you. It's been great, Goji.
Later. All right. Goji out.
You
Goji
coming
back.
back? You coming back?
Yeah, right. Goji saw the crowd and was like, forget that.
Why don't you write it Maybe we should come out.
Any other questions? Questions from the crowd? Questions from the crowd?
Blaine?
Oh yeah. Who's your favorite band member?
Oh.
That's
easy.
messed up.
That's easy.
That's messed up. I
On the
have none.
spot.
They're all my favorite.
Anybody else? Going once? What's up?
When you guys create a set list for a live show, what is that one song you always like not put in?
Oh, like you're like sick of it?
You want to put it in there, but like it never makes the cut.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Blaine?
That's a person. That's not a song.
No, what?
I agree, though. I
What
agree.
song recently?
Oh, we started to put in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, like a drum. And
Like a
we
drum.
haven't found the right way to vibe that in yet live. So it was in and then it was out, and I think we'd like to get it back in there as soon as we get
I
it
always
might
feel
not
hopeful
ever
with
make
the
it.
songs that we don't put in, because then usually we end up making them more spectacular, and they have their own moment. So sometimes I think when something's really good, you hold back because you're like, it's not worth it. It's not worthy yet. So I think Like a Drum is one of those songs where it's on this new album we put out, that I think it's so important to us that we're willing to sweep it down like for a minute so that we can work on it, tailor it, make it better, and then bring it out. And like we do that a lot with our sets. Like the songs that mean the most to us, they're never perfect enough. So we just kind of sweep them under, go, okay, it's not ready yet.
Right.
I think Come Alive is like that, yeah. Like Come Alive wasn't always like spectacular, and then it was on the first album. It wasn't like one of the main singles, and then
Brought it back.
I think Max really wanted it in there. So we made it work. And
any
was
like
incredible.
burnout songs? Any like graveyard songs that you're like, we're done. We're done
Lane?
with this.
That again, that's a person.
I'm kind of over I Wanna Be, honestly. For right now, I love the song.
Beja
love it.
was like, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know when you play a lot of the same song
Yeah,
for...
totally.
That's yours, right?
Or she's about to find out. She's like,
Just kidding. No, I don't know. I think whatever the fans want to hear, we want to play.
Sure,
We're
totally.
people pleasers at the end of the day.
yeah. You guys put on an amazing show, for
Thank
sure.
you.
I'm curious to know, just as a family, I mean, we talked about great things and positive things, but what has been maybe something challenging that you guys have faced that you've had to work through? Because you don't live like the typical suburban family lifestyle. So what are some challenges that you guys
What's
experience?
challenging for you?
And how have you like overcome it, you know?
What's challenging?
I don't know.
I think I would just say it's the balance
Bedtimes.
of
Bedtime.
Bedtime.
balance. Of, yeah.
What is
bedtime.
your typical bedtime, Beja, that you're complaining about?
Yeah.
10:30.
10:30 is bad.
Oh,
No.
10:30 is so bad.
What's
And
realistic,
that's
though? What time are you
really
actually
early. That's
sleeping
really
at?
early for her.
1:30?
I don't know.
Man.
Be
When do you get
honest.
to sleep
What is
until?
average bedtime on tour?
On tour.
Beja, what time did you wake up this morning?
1:45
PM?
p.m.
Nice. I mean, you got to do it. You're on a whole different clock.
But
I
we
mean,
ate Waffle House at like 10:30.
Last
So
We
night.
did eat Waffle
It's
House
true.
yesterday. Yes, it's true.
Shout out to Waffle House.
Shout out to Waffle House.
we love Waffle House and our server yesterday.
She was
We'd
great.
like to thank our sponsors, Waffle House.
You can't beat it.
So
You
we've been
can't beat it
homeschooling her since first grade.
Right.
It's been hard for us as teachers. Every year it gets harder. I teach English. Jamie teaches
Science,
You teach English and
history,
reading. You can put those
and
in this, make it look sound like two.
social studies.
and math.
Socialist math, yeah.
So social
Science,
studies
social
is
studies,
history.
math.
Social studies is history.
Jamie,
Pretty
has
much.
there been anything that you've had to go back and like brush up on?
Oh yeah.
To, like-
I play it off cool though. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want her to know I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Like you gotta like soak this in and remember it forever, you know. And then I'm like, frick, I forgot all this, and then I'll go.
Like Googling.
I'll go.
He
Google
really
it. I
likes
swear
the
to
app
God.
So it's
Safari.
like the Common Core math or whatever. Like, how do I
Yeah.
do this kind of math? Like,
100%. Yeah, that
But
happens
Jamie,
all the time.
Fun fact about Jamie.
Trish,
tell
will
him
you turn
about
your mic just a little bit?
Tell him about your history with homeschooling and college, please.
Well, I was
love that.
homeschooled. I was homeschooled since 4th grade
Okay.
onward. I graduated when I was 15.
High school.
Started college when I was 15 in Korea, and then got my associates when I was 17. And then moved to Hawaii and worked on my bachelor's out there. Was doing some management jobs and pretending like I'm way older, but I was like 19. You know.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then-
So you got a
Keep
kickstart
going, keep
early
going.
in life.
Keep going.
What do you mean? Keep going. I
Keep
don't know.
going. And then you met me. Your whole life
met-
turned around. I was waiting for this moment. This pinnacle. Where's the pinnacle moment?
You weren't doing music then either.
And that's the pinnacle.
She wasn't doing music. We met at a Revolution concert.
True.
Oh, nice.
Our first date was a Tribal Seeds concert.
Ditched
a
me.
neon
Ditched
party.
me.
No, not the neon party. I didn't
The
ditch you
second
then.
one.
Second one.
Wait.
weren't
You
old
got
enough
ditched
to.
by
He
Jamie
ditched
at
me.
a.
I wasn't 18. Tell him, Jamie.
Well, it was a 21 and up place. Like,
Oh, so it was kind of
Sorry,
like
I don't
you
have a
couldn't
fake
get
ID
in,
for
so he
you.
was like.
I was
well,
18.
later.
You were 22.
22. yeah. So yeah, I can't break the law, you know. No, just kidding.
You could have been. You were like, all right, I get it, right? Like,
No, I was not okay with it.
And then, yeah, you weren't doing music then. You were doing like karaoke, but like everybody does karaoke.
Thank you, babe. Love you.
I'm sure. And then we moved to Texas and then California. You started doing open mics. And then we had her, which was awesome, amazing. I was working at some marketing firms, and that was like my goal in life. It was like, I want to work in a high rise, make good money, have my own office, wear a suit and tie. And I was depressed. It was like boring.
It
was like-
happened. It actually
Like,
happened for him.
Yeah, this is great.
I
I'm
was a
making-
stay-at-home
I'm
mom
doing
with
what I
her. I was
dreamt of.
breastfeeding. He was making 6 figures. We had a great life. And he came home one day and said he was unhappy. And he was like, you know, what do we do now? And I was like, well, I mean, I love to sing. What if I
Wow.
pursue music? And he was like, down.
And is that when you started like
Yeah.
gigging more serious
Yeah,
and
so
doing
I
these
had a
open mics and stuff?
demo, and I put my demo together, and I went to a producer who was playing keys for Treble Seeds. And
The first song was.
But did you already
Sensi
have
Boy.
some like
I only had
network,
4
like,
songs.
connections already?
No
or-
connections whatsoever. I cold called a bunch of bands.
Wow.
Nobody got back. But Ian Young did. And he played for Treble Seeds at the time. And I played 4 songs for him and told him I wanted to make an EP. He said, let's make an album. So the drive to his spot from where we were living at the time in Vista was about
Maybe like an hour and a half.
hour and a half. And so I would write the music on the way to the studio. So I went from 4 songs to 12.
Yeah.
And it was like a 17-track album, the first Hirie album with all the dubs and everything.
Wow.
But I wrote it on the way to the studio, and that was the start of Hirie. She was still 1.5, maybe almost 2.
Not. She might have been.
She might have been
maybe like
younger.
1 or, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was like 1. Yeah.
It's super, wow, what a cool story. Because I mean, yeah, it's like we kind of are on that path or set on that path to follow that career path. And then you get to that destination. And, you know, I have a little bit of a similar story. Like I was like that 9-to-5 career making 6 figures, and I was miserable. Had a great house, had a great car, and I like hated my life and was bored out of my mind. And like, had to completely do an overhaul, you know, to like be authentic and stuff. And so good for you guys to do that, because I just feel like on a creative level, things just start to fall into place.
Yeah.
When we're like living true to ourselves.
I mean,
and
I'll
we're
never
happy,
forget like
you know?
that corporate
Absolutely.
life where you were in a high rise and I was at home folding laundry. Like, is this the pinnacle of my
Is this
existence?
it? Have we like arrived?
But when and I got to give a shout out to Jamie, because when I hit the point where I decided this wasn't what I was made for, and he hit the pinnacle of his career where he was like, I don't want to dress in a suit and tie. And when we had that moment, and she was still crawling, gummy, no teeth.
Right.
When we both looked at each other and said, let's jump off the deep end and see where it takes us. That's where Hirie was born. And if it wasn't for that, like, none of us would be here in this
Yeah.
moment.
We moved back in with her parents, which was a huge help, because like I don't think we could have done it without the help of your parents too. Like being willing to take us in, like, hey, I'm gonna quit my great job, and you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna pursue her dreams. I'm gonna give
Yeah.
up mine because it sucked. You know, it's tough to tell.
Was that an
somebody,
adjustment
and-
for them? Were they on board right away? or?
My parents have always been supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're very awesome.
especially my dad, he's always been happy to see me pursue music.
Yeah.
When I was younger, when I was 17, 18, and we were going to all the open mics, my dad was the one driving us there every time. So he always had our backs, and the tab too.
Yeah.
That was great. Shout out, Dad. Love you. And to my mom too. But I just want to say, like, with everything in life, if you don't go for what you feel like you're supposed to go for, do it anyway. Like, just go for the things. Go for the little feelings that you have, like the little moments in your mind that go, but I think you could be doing this. Go for that. Don't go for what you think is safe, because we never went for what is safe. And here we are. Our daughter's 11. You know, we've been together 14 years, and I think it's really important for people to see like what goes on behind the scenes. And I'm really glad you guys are here listening and, you know, we're able to speak and say these things, because it's not a typical dream to do what we do, but it means a lot to us. And I hope that whoever's listening out there, like, if there's anything that you feel like you're supposed to go for it.
Yeah. Despite what anybody else says or thinks.
Yeah.
You know, just got to go for
And
it.
you
What about
guys
you?
have proven the tenacity, like you have the hard work and
You got any
tenacity.
tips for any kids out there listening?
I don't know.
It's good.
Do your homework.
Ella will have to figure it out. I've got a 4-year-old, so she's growing up in Sugar
Do you have
Shack,
anything
and
you want to say?
I like avocados.
I like avocados.
Avocados. She loves avocados.
I like avocados. Well, I think on that note, thank you guys so much for sitting down and taking some time to just share more about your life. I know you guys get so much press and, you know, people know you as a band, but I wanted to just get to some time to hang out with you as a family. And so thank you for just sharing more about your life. And we love you, Hirie, as a band. We love you guys as a family. And it's been awesome to get to know you better.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having
Anything
us. We love you
else
guys.
from the audience, from the crew? What's up?
Beja, what's been your favorite moment traveling?
Oh, favorite moment traveling.
That's hard. I liked
Some great
when I
moments,
had my 8th birthday in New York because of tour. That
Sick.
worked out
8th
pretty well.
birthday in New York.
Blaine and Natalie took me to the museum,
Nice.
Natural History Museum.
Natural History Museum, and then we went to this mac and cheese place that had mac and cheese on a skillet, and it's like the best mac and cheese in the world.
It's awesome. Hell yeah.
And then I went home, and then we got ready, and then my mom, dad, and I, we went to go watch Broadway.
Oh, nice.
Which
That's
Broadway?
an epic birthday.
Wicked.
Holy
And
moly.
Beja wants to
Wicked.
be a Broadway star, so if anybody has a hookup, hit us up.
Make it happen. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Hey, real quick, thank you so much to Chef Greg, his team, Greg, Steven, Jerry. Thank you guys for cooking an amazing meal tonight. Shout out to Steve from Chartreuse, slinging the drinks,
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
crushing it, making all sorts of delicious creations and libations. And thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for an amazing night. We love you all so much. We'll see you next time on the Sugarshack Podcast. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, follow us on
Post
Spotify.
notifications.
Turn on notifications. Look, you already know the drill.
Turn
All
on
right.
post notifications.
Oh, post notifications. That's right. That's right. Very important also. Later, y'all.
Sit back, relax, cause it's time for another podcast.
Hey, thank you so much. That was great. I think I got killed. These mosquitoes are crazy.
I could not stop itching my ankle.
I was like, my legs are going to like trying to talk, and I'm like,
There's like
My legs are
like a
getting
baby
bit off.
spider crawling on my knee,
like,
and I was like,
tired, well.